And we are ready to go once again. Next two pairing, Jason Price and Kelly Schultz. Please be on the ready, and we'll keep the program moving as quickly as possible for everyone here today. Out of the gate, Mike Allen, and that's Stilson Racing cap. And it is Mike Allen. Mike Allen picking up the round win over Dan Bickle. So Jason Price will be in lane number 1 aboard the Money Shot, and Agent Orange for last night's winner, Kelly Schultz, out of New Richmond, Wisconsin. They will be our next pairing. Coming up next, Scotty Kosman, Ryan Enzer. Please be in staging. Kosman and Enzer, we need you to staging at Jason Price. On the line, aboard the Money Shot, Arctic Cat, the priceless sled, against the Agent Orange, the Hypersports HRC entry. It's all orange round. And I mean, Schultz was launched. Kelly Schultz turning the wind light on. As coming up next, we will have Ryan Enzer and Scotty Kosman, the Outlaw Assassin, against the 15-year-old hot shoe slap shot entry out of Sheridan, Illinois. Kosman in 2, Enzer in lane 1, getting ready to flip the visor and watch that start light. Flying Ryan Enzer out of Sheridan, Illinois. Both of them popping and banging out of this one. Lane 2, Scotty Kosman, the Outlaw Assassin, picking up the wind light. Up next, so Kenny Miller in lane number 1, and Les Frenzy in lane 2. Kenny Miller, the instigator, ready to hit the hammer here today. In Mancelona Motorsports, up next we'll have our chief starter, Craig Hampton, signals the drivers. Once you see that, so again, lane number 2, picking up the win, and Miller and Frenzy, and now we have got Sam Shackleton on the pommel, the old Super M or the H, against Jeremy Hannon in the sled he calls a Shockwave. Jeremy Hannon in lane number 1 on the Shockwave. Sam Shackleton out of Knapp, Wisconsin. Lane number 2, the Farm Hall, the Nias Erectors. Starting line is cleared. And Jeremy Hannon, lane 1. Sam Shackleton. Lane number 1, Jeremy Hannon. Jeremy Hannon turning on the wind light as we come up next. And it looks like Alexa Akers, Alexi, and the sled she calls Christine will be in lane 2. And Patrick Hoops and this machine he called Diablo. So here we go. Drivers are getting nestled in and signaled. And they watch for that bright flashlight, the beam to come on. And Alexi out of the gate first. We'll see if she can carry it to the far end. Lane number 2 again, Alexi Akers, turning on the wind light over Patrick Hoop. What he calls a warden against the loose change. There ain't no loose here. Scott Schaefer, Nate Richards, they are ready again. And Lance gets him out of the gate. Can he carry it to the far end? Lane 2 indeed, Lance Flothers out of Huxley, Iowa. Turning the wind light on. Up next, as we said, Scott Schaefer and Nate Richards. So Nate Richards in lane 1 in Nias Erectors. John Deere machine is Scott Schaefer. On the Bismarck 4 Arctic Cat in lane number 2. This is round 1 of 5 here today, as watch that very important launch from these 600 plus horsepower turbo entries. Some of these nets, yes, now right out of the gate. Lane number 2, Scott Schaefer. The dentist, the doctor is in the house. And the doctor's going to get trailered. Matt Luke got him out. And it was Matt Luke picking up the win light out of New York. So Matt Luke advancing. Dan Morthen will come back in the B feature. And we'll have Ryan Santry now and Brian Sullivan out of Sparta, Wisconsin. Illinois, Ryan Sentry. On his Yamaha fans, here's the Yamaha Viper. Ryan Sullivan out of Sparta, Wisconsin. Ryan Sentry out of Illinois. And a Yamaha Viper. Well, Ryan Sentry says, I might be late, but I ain't going to be late for supper. He launches it out anyway. The Nias Erectors, Red Cup Racing, Crisis. Stilson Racing, STM Power Sports. Yeah, that's pretty quick when you blow the panels right off. You know, in racing you get your doors blown off or Nerf bars or wings, but that takes something. Kelly Schultz, as we said, picking up $5 grand last night in Agent Orange 4 against Dan Bickle. Gone they go. And where do you turn the wind light? And it's lane number 1. Dan Bickle out of East Moline, Illinois. Jason Price will be coming up next with Scotty Kosman. Again, Jason Price. Scotty Kosman out of Wilson, Wisconsin in lane number 2. On the Outlaw Assassin against the Money Shot in lane number 1 of Jason Price. Flying Ryan Enzer, Kenny Miller. We need you, our next pairing in staging. Again, Miller and Enzer to staging, please. Jason Price and the Priceless Performance. Lane number 1, that bright orange machine against the Nias Erectors. Outlaw Assassin of Scotty Kosman. So our next group to take off here today, as we said, Jacob Navanti. We have found your forefront MasterCard debit card. You can pick it up. Scotty Kosman first out of the gate. And it's Scotty Kosman picking up the win over Jason Price, the Outlaw Assassin. Ryan Enzer, Kenny Miller up next. As in staging, we'll need Les Ferenzi and Jeremy Hannon. Ferenzi and Hannon in staging. Ryan Enzer, the 15-year-old out of Sheridan, Illinois. And a sled he calls the slap shot against Kenny Miller, the instigator. In the J.D. Marine Hanlon Manure Brian Lawn Care out of Mancelona, Michigan. So here we go. Enzer in lane 2. Miller in lane number 1. Again, we need Ferenzi and Hannon in staging. The starting line is clear. We are ready to go once again here in round number 2 here in Mancelona. Enzer out of the gate first. Flying Ryan Enzer in the slap shot. And we'll see what they show on the far end. And who trips that 500-foot wind light. And it was lane 2, Ryan Enzer picking up the round win. Les Ferenzi, Jeremy Hannon. Jeremy Hannon will be in lane 2. Sam Shackleton on the bar ball, the Nias Erectors Super M. Up next, Sam Shackleton and Lexi Akers. Shackleton and Akers, we need you in staging. At this time, Shackleton and Akers to staging. And Jeremy Hannon. Asselin, Michigan in the Stilson Racing Arctic Cat Shockwave against the Fireball of Sam Shackleton. Our next pair so lane number 1 picking up the win there in round number 2 action. As we now come to Sam Shackleton and Lexi Akers. Honors sled she calls Christine, Sam Shackleton, and the Farmall, he'll be in lane number 2. Go! See how this pans out. Lane 1, Lexi puts it to him. Lexi Akers over Sam Shackleton in the Farmall. As we now got Patrick and Lance online. Paul Grady, Scott Chambers, please be in staging. Lance Flathers in the 515 racing out of Huxley, Iowa. And Patrick Hoops out of Ulysses, Pennsylvania. And a sled he called Diablo. Diablo, me gotta go. Against Loose Change of Lance Flathers. Drivers, crew members, we need you back away from the starting line if you're not competing. Lance gets him a whole shot. Can he hold it? Lane 2, Lance Flathers out of Huxley, Iowa. In the Loose Change entry, picking up the win light. Paul Grady, Scott Schaefer out of Huntsville, Ohio against Paul Grady out of Columbus, Michigan. We will get lane assignment. Schaefer in lane number 2, the far lane, an auto body technician in the Bismarck 4. And Grady in lane 1, we need Nate Richards, Matt Luke on the line. You'll be coming up next, Nate Richards, Matt Luke. But right now, Scott Schaefer in lane 2, Paul Grady, lane 1. Come up in Mancelona. Lane 2 is Scott Schaefer. He is in his own world there. Lane 2, picking up the win light out of Huntsville, Ohio. Nate Richards will come up to the line in the John Deere, the Nias Erectors out of Eau Claire, Wisconsin, with Matt Luke. Will be in lane number 1 out of Seattle, New York. So it's New York against Wisconsin here in round number 2. Matt Luke in lane 1, closest to the spectator side, and Nate Richards out of Eau Claire, Wisconsin, the 35-year-old driver in the Dynasty Erectors machine they call the John Deere. So we got a Farmall. Why wouldn't we have a John Deere? And we get ready on the start line again. We need the track cleared. Personnel back from the start line, please. Start. There's the ball on the 50. And reaches Nate Richards. And who found the 500-foot timer first? Lane 2, Nate Richards. And the Nice Erectors, John Deere. So again, Brian Sullivan in the Custom Harvester. The White Outtree against Dan Boylan. In a sled he calls the Stepchild. I call him the Doctor of Disaster. The dentist right here in Gaylord, Michigan, just up the road. Well, another single. The way we look here is again Brian Sullivan not even leaving the start line out of Moline, Illinois. Ryan Sentry. Yamaha fans, and he reaches towards the sky and says, that's enough of that business. Puts it back down on the ground, and that will take care of round number 2 here in Mancelona. And Schultz in lane number 2, synonymous with racing out of Richmond, Wisconsin, and Howell, Michigan. In round 3. And that one was too close, they'll have to review it. starter. Frank Hampton will signal the starter. Stilson Racing, turning the light on. Patrick, the shot from the takeoff. Lane 1, Scott Schaefer for Patrick Hoops. We said next up, Paul Grotty and Nate Richards. Man, getting fired up. Here we go. Nate Richards. Nate Richards turning the light on. This is John Deere, the science director. We'll have a solo pass. We wait to get the results from Matt Luke and Dan Boylan. Ryan Santry, Molina, Illinois, on a solo pass. The pro line. Sounds like a popcorn machine went bad. Kind of chitty chitty bang bang, and that ain't good. Here we go. conditions, well, I don't know how much colder you want it. 20-some below when we started, and these things have not missed a beat. Two of the best in the business, ready to go. Kelly Schultz in lane 1, Mike Allen, lane number 2. Who will take bragging rights for that number 1 position? And again, it was Mike Allen by 2 buses. And wow, did he trailer him. Mike Allen puts a W in the book for the Stilson Racing. Congratulations, Dave and Nick and Mick, Mike, Howard, Joe Dirt. Congratulations, guys. Heck of a run. And Mike Allen, your winner. All right, here we go. Flying Ryan Enzer, as we need Dan Bickle and Kenny Miller in staging Crossman. The Outlaw Assassin in lane 2, flying Ryan Enzer in the flying shot out of Sheridan, Illinois, in lane number 1. Crossman, Enzer, who will be the number 3 in point when we leave Mancelona. For Scotty Crossman, as it just looks like a 73 Puma out there. It ain't going anywhere. And Ryan Enzer will move into the number 3 spot as Dan Bickle, Kenny Miller. And this should be a single as Dan Bickle scratch. So Jason Price, Jeremy Hannon, we need you in staging. Jason Price, Jeremy Hannon in staging. Kenny Miller from right here in Mancelona will move up and stay in the top 10. And he will be in that number 5 spot. Kenny Miller aboard the Instigator Arctic Cat. And a nice drive home for the 47-year-old technician from here in Mancelona, Michigan. Get the track cleared and we should be ready for a single run again here for Ken Miller. Jason Price, Jeremy Hannon will be going for that number 7 and 8 position. Again, do we need Les and Lance in staging? Les and Lance in staging, please. Jeremy Hannon in lane 1, Chesapeake, Michigan. Jason Price in the money shot. Price's performance, lane number 2. As we continue round number 5 action here in Mancelona. Jason Price, Jeremy Hannon. We need the track cleared, drivers suited up, and crew members back away from the start line, please. Crew members back from the start line as Jeremy Hannon. Jason Price. Price with a jump out of the gate, but Jeremy Hannon's going to track him down. In that Stilson Racing entry, Jeremy Hannon puts the W down. Hannon, your winner in lane number 1. Les Ferenzi, Lance Flathers. Lance will be in lane number 2 and Les will be in lane number 1. Up next, Lexi and Scott, Lexi Akers and Scott Schaefer, please be on the right. Lance Flathers out of Huxley, Iowa. The 515 Racing and Les Ferenzi brings his cat turbo angle just a bit, cruise back up and out of the way, and the drivers with the tether cord still switches hook. Lance Leathers, Les Ferenzi, Lexi and Scott, please be ready. Pull him out of the gate. I mean to tell you, big time. And it's lane 2, Lance Flathers out of Huxley, Iowa. We'll move up one more spot in the ladder. Again, congratulations to the loose change, Team 515. So Scott Schaefer in lane number 1 on the Bismarck 4 and Lexi Akers. On the sled she calls Christine in lane 2. Sam Shackleton, Nate Richards, please be in staging. Sam Shackleton, Nate Richards in staging. Scott Schaefer. Ohio, Huntsville, Ohio, against Alexa Akers. Alexi aboard Christine. And Scott Schaefer looking very good this weekend in the Bismarck 4. The Arctic Cat Pro Cross. Just a bit off the light, but out of the far end, Scott Schaefer turns the wind light on. Scott Schaefer picking up the wind as Shackleton and Richards will be coming up. Here we go. Crew members, back away from the sled, please. Thank you. Nate Richards on a single run. Matt Luke out of Zero, New York. And Patrick Hoops out of Ulysses, Pennsylvania. Aimed just the way they want to, make it a 9-hour pull from New York. Matt Luke in lane 1. Patrick Hoops in lane 2. Patrick looks like he had him out of the gate. Can he hang on to it? It is lane 2, Patrick Hoops. Right now, Ryan Santry, 1 Paul Browdy, lane 2. Comes on. And it's lane 1, Ryan Santry. This is a final. Sullivan in lane 1, Moylan in lane 2, and this will wrap up our 2018 kickoff to the Snow Outlaws season. Precision turbo engine. Yeah, that one sounds ugly. And it was lane 1, Brian Sullivan picking up the wind. The doctor a little early on the jump, but that will take care of business for race weekend number 1 for the Snow Outlaws 2018 campaign here in the Michigan Madness 3 in Mancelona.